How do, fellow kids? Rose Magpie here, and I'm going to be showing you how I made my Pinkie Pie tail from My Little Pony. It's really easy, beginner tutorial. Let's jump into it. Starting out with your fabric, make sure you've got enough by folding it in half because we're going to have two halves here, and also make sure the fur is led in the direction that you're going to want to do when you apply the pattern. What I mean by that is faux fur has directions in which it lays just like real fur, and you're going to want to work with that instead of against that so you know where the fur falls. I looked at a reference image of Pinkie Pie's tail and then just roughly drew it out, freehanding it onto it with a biro. Really easy to do, but what we're going to be doing for cutting instead of scissors is using a scalpel. The reason we do this is when we cut from the back with a scalpel, we're not cutting through all of that fur and making a mess everywhere. It is just cutting the back, and it's so much cleaner, so much easier, and you'll get a lot less fluff up your nose and in your carpets. Ka-chow. Wow, oh my god, amazing. Then place that right side up on the back of the other side and draw around it so that you can have two sides of the pattern that go together and you have all of the nasty stuff on the inside and all of the fur on the outside. And don't forget to check the direction of the fur as you go. Since I'm going to have a lot of leftover scrap fabric from this fur and I'm not going to be using it for anything else, the scraps around the edge I'm actually sending to a local ear maker. You know, the people that make the really cool animal ears. I'm going to send it to one in the UK here because it's a luxury fur, meaning it can be shaved. You don't need to use luxury fur, you can use any cheap old shit, but I'm using luxury fur because that's what I had. But also by sending it to her, it is not going to waste, and therefore we are all about recycling and using everything we can if possible, because cosplay is not very sustainable. Ka-chow! Oh my god, he did it again! Now that we have two sides to this Pinkie Pie tail, what we are going to be doing is placing the right sides on the inside. Hide all that fur on the inside just like you hide your shame from your parents. I don't know where that came from, I probably should script these, huh? Anyway, when we pinch these sides together, we're going to be getting the fur on the inside, and we're going to just sew all the way around the edge with hand stitching. It is much easier to control to do that. This side's going to be easier because of the way the fur is led. The other side, the fur is sticking out, but we're just going to push it in as we go. I will show you that now. So get yourself hold of some similar looking thread and a needle, and I'm going to be doubling this thread up, which basically means that both ends of the thread are the same length to strengthen the stitch. In order to keep my stitches strong and not coming out, we're going to be threading it through and through the loop. I tend to do it this way by having the loop sit in front of me so that it just naturally happens, but I will show you a clearer example as well. The reason I do this is because it essentially makes a knot, so if the thread comes loose, it only goes up to the last place you knotted. So, I'm sorry, I've been reading too much Omega First lately, hang on. Is now a good time to tell you I make a spicy shark dating sim game that you should all go play, and it's really fun and spicy, and hashtag YOLO. Do the kids still say YOLO? Anyway, back to the tutorial. When you have thread the needle through and you get that loop, simply thread the needle through that loop and pull it close, and that will give you a knot. For a normal stitch, just push the needle through and don't thread it through the loop. And there you go, that is just a normal stitch. But making sure you are pushing the fur down in between each stitch so that you don't have fur sticking out. It won't make much of a difference, but when you turn it inside out, there might be a little bald patch. So you just want to try and avoid that. You're going to want to turn it right side out. Please be careful at the point at the end because that's the hardest bit. So focus on that bit first and then do the rest. Next, we're just going to stuff the open hole because we didn't sew that bit shut. I probably should have told you that earlier, but we're just going to stuff the open hole with all the stuffing. The more you put in, the firmer it'll be. And then you'll have one very chubby looking worm on a string. I had some elastic bands left over from the rugs I bought, so I decided to use that rather than buy some new elastic. And we're going to make a loop, push it in the open hole, and then we're going to sew that shut around the elastic loop. Make sure you are leaving enough space so that your belt will comfortably fit through it, and then there you go, that is one Pinkie Pie tail. I actually had the belt underneath my shorts and cut a hole in my shorts because I thought this looked a little stupid. But yeah, you could put some wires in and make it stand out more if you want, but I didn't have time, I was rushing and crunching, so we just had it hang between my legs and I moved it around the side for photos. But yeah, if you want to enjoy, I don't know how to finish this, I just made a tail and it turned out alright. Please subscribe. Thank you, bye. Check out that Pinkie Pie squat. Squat for days. Days! Subscribe. Thank you. The end. This is my end card song. I don't have an end card song. Should I get an end card song from somewhere like Fiverr? Let me know.